Yeah, like I do drink from time to time.
Oh, Juju, you're here. Are you gonna hop in with us? I thought you were gonna be
oh,
busy.
you're streaming already?
Yeah, I just popped it in right now. Actually,
Oh God.
I started a little at the beginning of the talk, and then I noticed chat wasn't loading, and I think because of my new name, which is Medieval Karma now.
I'm trying to look and see. I'm about to just Google it. What that Discord,
Can y'all hear?
whatever.
Can y'all hear me over here in chat? Good, good. Okay. We're starting a little bit of conversation. Not technically the podcast yet, but we're just warming up. But Juju, are you
Talking
are you
about drunk
are you
people
able to hop
warming up.
on? Like I said, I thought you were gonna be busy. I didn't think you were gonna pop in. If you are, you could pop in with us. We haven't technically started. Where is it? Where are you? Where is? Trying to find your name on Discord. Cause I don't see anybody else online. Yeah, you're not online unless you're
just
viewing it from
see
work.
Nitro, from what I can tell, just does HD video or high res video, screen share and live stream. So I don't think it like does much more than that.
Ah, okay. Yeah, I mean, I noticed that just to stream it with others. Getting ready to get pizza and watch Chang-Chi. Ah, okay. Oh yeah, Juju just said he needs to work. I just saw Juju's name, like, oh, he's here, but he just said he has to work. Yeah. But if you're still listening, Juju, at least you could join us on the next one. I know I was kind of rushing in to do the first episode, but just to get a little startup. And usually the first ones are kind of messy. I don't think it'll be messy, but we'll try it out how it goes. So we'll start off with the introduction. I'll start off saying this is the first episode of this podcast. Working title. I'm assuming just going to be the current name that I just changed it to. So I used to be Bad Karma or Bad Karma Gaming Journal in the past, but I changed that only because I'm not the original one anymore. Because 10 years passed, of course, people are gonna think of the same thing. Now there's like 50 other Bad Karmas, and that just complicates things when I try to link it up. I should have claimed that name long time ago as a Twitch name, but I just left it as Karma. So it's a play on words spelled out instead of spelled correctly medieval. I just put medieval, like bad evil. I think it works well. And like I said, working title of the podcast. Right now, we're just gonna be calling it just Medieval Karma Podcast. But once we start getting more episodes, if we start getting more regulars to talk with us, of course, we could work on talk about changing the name if we do get regulars to talk. So right now, this is myself, Karma, or it's up to you guys if you want to share your first name. I'm probably just going to say my first name in the first episode and that's it. That's a little secret type of thing. My name is also Eric. Some on here know my first name. But yeah. So what we have here, we have Wolfie. Introduce yourself.
Hello, my name is Ashton, or Wolfie is my nickname, but my screen name I usually go by in games is Dinkles.
Dinkles. Like Dickles? No, Dinkles.
Yeah.
And then we have our third talker here, Mr. See, we never had a conversation, and I keep telling you for years, like, I think I'm saying your name wrong. I always nickname you as Soda, but is it Sodakin? Am I saying it
So
right?
you can so they kin,
Also, I did kind of say it
but
right.
most people call me Soda.
Yeah.
So I don't really mind that. Some people even call me Benjamin.
Why is that your name?
Super weird. Yeah.
It's like, so yeah. So right now we have those two extra talkers right now. I know on the podcast show's third as a guest, but I just have it there. There is no third guest yet. That'll be probably in the future, and then I'll change the name depending who it is and everything. So we're just gonna try it out. But yeah, let's see. Let's start off. I think everything updated on my channel since I changed my name. So instead of being my normal Karma with the random numbers, it's gonna change the link to my new name. Hopefully it doesn't mess up anything. I know it's kind of messing up in the beginning. Like, it's like, what the fuck? My chat is not loading. Why is it doing this? And I try logging in. It's like, doesn't recognize any of your usernames. I was freaking out. That's why I was kind of quiet while you guys were talking. Like, come on, come on. So, but no, everything's working fine. And hopefully this new name works out. Because it also gives me time to play around with that name. Because, shit, I've been wanting to wear something stupid on on stream. I want to wear like a fucking helmet or something. Something that doesn't choke me where I can, not too much choke you where I can't breathe, but something cool like that. I think it just gives me a reason to buy a fucking helmet. I've been staring at helmets like, I was like, I would like this, but why would I want this? It just gives me a reason to buy it. So, yes. So that will be the new name here. But how about you guys? I know, Wolfie, you talked about it a little bit. I don't know if you started yet your stream. I think you're working on it, right?
Yeah, whenever I plan on getting moved into my actual house, that's when I will start streaming. I'll have to buy a webcam. I don't know what type I'm gonna get, but I want a nice HD webcam, and I was thinking about investing in a desk microphone as well. But we'll see. That will probably be about 6 months in the future from now. So,
All right, it's good. We could prepare for that. And are you gonna what name are you gonna go by on Twitch then? Are you gonna change it up?
honestly, I've been thinking about it. I mean, I don't know. Because Wolfie79 has been my screen name since I can remember even making stuff. But that's because my last name's Wolf.
Yeah.
So, and the E's silent, nickname Wolfie, so it fits. But then I always get like, I don't know, people always pick at that nickname. And people always end up asking me if I'm a furry and stuff, and it makes things weird. But so that's why I swapped to Dinkles, because my one cousin, he nicknamed me Dinkles because I used to play a lot of Counter-Strike back in the day, and it always made that little dink noise every time you got a headshot. And every time he'd watch me play and stuff, he would just say, all I ever hear is just dink, 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 dink. He's like, I'm just going to call you Dinkles. And it made me laugh super hard at the time. So I just thought it was super funny. And I changed my name to Dinkles, and I never changed it back. And it's been years now. So I've just kept it.
Huh.
So I might just stick with Dinkles, but I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, I was agreeing with Brian was saying in chat over there that nothing wrong with it now since it's so accepted now, especially Twitch. There's so many.
Yeah.
I don't say furries, but what do you call them again? Those digital avatars.
A VTuber.
VTuber. There you go.
Oh, yeah.
Which is which is fine. I remember actually I tried that one time in the middle. I don't know if Soda, you saw me casting that one time, and I was messing around with doing a little avatar. But this was when that shit wasn't even popular, the whole VTubing. I just thought like, oh, it'll be funny. Like, oh, look, I'm a moving little character, and like that's pretty cool.
Yeah, now look at it. Tons of people use
I was like, fuck.
Yeah.
They use it
The problem,
daily.
the problem about it is you need a software for it. And then you have like, I think Animaze, is it by now? It was FaceRig before. So FaceRig was, you can buy it for funsies.
Yeah, no, that's
But if
what I
you want to,
used.
if you want to make money with it, so pretty much as soon as you're affiliate or do it on YouTube and monetize your videos, you need the pro license, which is a lot more expensive. And they changed it to Animaze now, same software, but with a subscription model.
Yeah, I
Which is
mean,
weird.
I noticed nowadays, like, since streaming has become so popular, they charge for anything related to streaming. Like, oh, you want a nice little new layout or whatever? I'm gonna charge you up the ass. Like, oh, you wanna like the subscription, which I hate.
Yeah, subscription, monthly subscription.
Yeah, which is weird. Like
Yeah.
subscription just to like, whenever you feel like using random shit. So, and it's like super expensive. I'm like, what the fuck? This costs more if than Netflix and all that stuff. I'm just old school, like buy it once and you own it. But these guys really want to milk it, so that's why that's why I don't have anything fancy yet. Like I'll do that if it ever kicks up, just to not look bad. But I'm just looking whatever I could find for free for now. And I know in the beginning someone popped in here, a nice guy and everything, and he offered his services. Like, hey, I do everything, layouts and everything. I was like, oh, cool. And I say to him, like, he's like, he does actually pretty good job. I saw his animation and everything. Like, that's pretty cool. And especially when people like that could make a living, especially if they're good with art and everything. Like Drift was one of the other people considered to be one of the to start. Which reminds me, I had to message him that I'm podcasting, but he was going to be one of them. But he's been sick. I just found out today he's been sick. But he's also an artist. Really good artist, actually. I'm like, oh shit, man, I didn't know. But yeah, let's not. I'm not gonna go too much into here since I'm trying my best to make it a short podcast. But let's see. So, Soda, introduce your streaming or other social stuff.
So I'm pretty much streaming on Twitch for a while now, not like casually. Recently I started with a bilingual stream. So if you join my stream and you hear German, it happens. So
You just tell them shit out.
If people talk in chat in German, I usually answer in German. And if it's like interesting stuff, I translate it. And same the other way around. And I recently started it. It's sometimes a bit confusing for my viewers because they don't know. So I stated it in my stream titles. Like, it's a bilingual stream, deal with it. And
have you tried putting both? Kind of like a like regular viewers go there, they'll learn at the same time. They'll have the English and the German next to each other. They'll kind of learn slowly.
Yeah, it's also, for some people, it may become a learning experience. Like, I've had a Korean guy joining my stream like a few days ago. And he is learning German right now.
Oh, that's cool.
And he's like, yeah, it helps me to listen to German. And he's working with that.
That's the best way to learn. Just be around it all the time.
Yep.
Yeah.
Where was I? I remember when I went up, because right now, I forgot to say, like, I currently live in Texas, South Texas. And at one point in my life, I moved up north to Nebraska. And since I don't know that much Spanish, but decent enough. But since that little bit of Spanish made me seem like a pro in Nebraska, and it just kind of helps out in finding a job, because I always look at, oh, you know how to speak Spanish? Great. Like, be the main translator and everything. It just makes the job a lot easier, I remember one. I have one story. I used to do pharmacy as a pharmacy tech. I was working in Walgreens in Nebraska, and I remember this funny story. So this young teenager comes in with his mom, and the mom is trying to look for someone that speaks Spanish, so they get me. And she's trying to explain that her son had sex with a random girl, and now he has some type of rash in his dick or balls.
Oh no.
So
Let's say groin area.
yes. So you know, the pharmacy guy was next to me. He doesn't know what she's saying. I'm just like listening. I'm like, oh shit, I had to translate this to him. And so, and he looks so fucking down, like just his face, just like so embarrassing. I mean, any kid embarrassing. Like my mom's bringing me because I have a fucking rash. She was asking if there's something over the counter she could get for him. And of course, common sense, you're like, you're not gonna find anything over the counter for that shit. Yeah. So I just kind of like, I paused for a moment, like process in my head, and I'm like, okay, translate in my head. And I look at the pharmacist, like, yeah, and I basically translate everything. It's just like, I'm just translating basically, like, you have to go to the doctor. Like, there's nothing we could do here. But yeah, that was pretty funny. But I understand those situations because even my friend, an old friend of mine, he did the same stupid ass mistake. Very young guy when I went to pharmacy school. I think he was like 18 or 19, but he acted like, oh, I'm so cool and everything. I want to be like an adult real quick, but it just made him more
the very best.
Not the very best. He was like just showing off, very how do you describe it? Almost childish. He'll try to like come out with a big cigar at the parking lot. Hey, check me out, but just make him look even stupider. So, anyways, I remember one time he's like, "Oh man, I did this girl over here." I was like, "Oh," I was like, "Yeah, I just met her over here," and then like, "Okay, good for you, man." Like so, and then like a week later, it's me and this other buddy, and he tell him like, I was like, "Oh, I'm panicking, like it's I got in this itch real bad, and I need to go to the doctor." And I was like, "That's what you fucking get for putting your dick in some random hole, especially an easy hole like that." It's just so fucking gross.
In a random hole.
Yeah, I mean, if it's that fucking easy, you like don't fucking go for it. But you know,
I mean, my thing is like, you have so many ways of safe sex now. If you're gonna have sex like off the get-go like that, why would you not take the safe route, you know? Like, why risk your physical health for 15 minutes of fun?
Yeah, and like I said, he wasn't mature enough. That's why I was trying to explain. Like, he was that type of dude, just real young guy, you know, not thinking with the right head. And
it's actually crazy. Just, I know in America, but like probably across the world, like how uncommon it is for like people to not want to practice safe sex. It's almost scary knowing like how many people actually carry STDs and you don't even know it, you know? Like your own family or friends could have STDs and you have no idea just because of one night of, you know, drunken mistakes or whatever, not thinking, like you said, not thinking with the right head, especially for the males.
Yeah, no, I think even down here there was like some type of research where like we're like the top, I don't know, 25 cities here that has that, not has it, but like are very hush hush about it. Like, you know, it's around there, but everybody keeps private and they still spread it around because there's not much to do here. Most of the things is either going to the movies or going clubbing. And down here is a lot clubbing.
I know in some states it's actually illegal. If you have a STD of some sort, you actually legally have to inform your other partner of said issue that you have, you know, whether it be herpes or whatever, you have to inform them, and they have to consent to you know, do whatever with you. Because if you don't tell them and then they get it and they find out, you can go to jail or prison even. But I'm not for sure exactly which states that all revolves around, because you know,
Yeah,
America's just way too wide and diverse, and you have to look up so much stuff for every state. It's crazy.
yeah, I have no idea about America, so
How is it there?
it's
Germany is nuts, man.
So with STDs, it's the same. You have to inform your partner about them. But it's like countrywide and not. But Germany isn't as big as the US, of course.
Yeah,
So-
no. But you guys kind of are, in my eyes, you're associated with all your like surrounding countries a lot. I don't know.
Mhm.
I know you guys aren't the same country, but you guys share a lot of the same culture, language, foods, everything. And I believe
Yeah,
Germany,
pretty
you
much.
guys are pretty close to most of your neighboring countries, anyhow.
Yeah, I
Man.
mean, I always bring the joke to invade Poland again. So
Honestly, Germany, hands down, probably one of the best countries out there, especially for medical wise. Germany, if I'm not mistaken, is still number one in advanced medical systems. Germany's the country that's got all the crazy bionic arms and legs now. They got that program for all the prosthetics, because uh, Germany has like the largest like combined medical facility with the U.S., if I'm not mistaken, as well, because almost every high casualty that happens to U.S. troops, they are immediately sent to Germany. And it's actually like unbelievable how many soldiers have been saved because of that military base. I mean, for instance, if you guys know Kyle Carpenter, the United States Marine that jumped on a live RGD grenade to save his buddy, uh, he was just portrayed in the latest Super Bowl, I believe, in a commercial. Anyhow, he's a Medal of Honor recipient. Jumped on a live grenade, man. I mean,
Oh,
the
shit.
kid died, I believe, 3 different times, flatlined, and they kept bringing him back. Half his face is completely reconstructed, like he has one eye.
Man.
Like his whole jaw's been reconstructed.
I mean,
all his
sorry to
teeth
say,
are fake.
if I jump in front of a grenade, like, don't try to revive me afterwards. Like,
Oh, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
He said actually he's been on interviews, something about he can't remember anything after the blast. He said all he remembers is the firefight ensuing up to the blast, and then he just remembers the grenade coming up, and then basically blackness, is if I recall correctly, because he said he remembers the grenade going off, and then he felt cold and wet, but it's because of all the blood loss and everything that he was suffering from. And yeah, they somehow got, he was up on a rooftop even, and it was him and one other fella up there, and he shoved the other Marine and jumped on top of the grenade, and he took that blast. His lung collapsed and everything. I mean, absolutely crazy. It's a miracle that he's even alive. But yeah, they got him off that rooftop, got him on a Black Hawk, flew him out, got him on a bird, flew him straight to Germany, and somehow he's alive to this day. Now, if I'm not mistaken, he's still in college, or he just got out of college. I'm not for sure. He was doing something with like psychology. It's amazing to see someone go from dying 3 times, and he's had so many surgeries. It's unbelievable how many surgeries he underwent, but he looks amazing for someone that's gone through all that, and now he's like, you know, a college graduate. Like, what a guy. You know,
Damn.
most people wouldn't recover from that. I mean, I can't even say I'm half the man he is. And, you know, I got injuries from the army, and I'm disabled, and I mean, I didn't pursue college or anything. I'm just sitting here being fat and playing video games.
super soldier, man.
the dream.
Hey,
Yeah.
that is her. But let's see. Brian was saying when I was in the army, we went to England for 2 weeks. We went to Stonehenge, and it was one time a year. It glows blue. There was tons of people there. The news was there and had us uniform play a game of football, and it was on the Super Bowl that year.
Oh, that's cool.
I didn't even know it glows blue.
Me either.
That's pretty cool. But yeah, I don't know how it changed from our social media to STDs, but
And more stories.
Yeah, more stories.
To a Marine surviving a grenade blast.
So
And then me and Brad just being fat guys that play video games now.
but yeah, so yeah, don't forget to follow. Well, once Wolfie gets his thing up, we'll notify everybody. And follow Soda. Very entertaining guy. I told him, like, the first time I heard him stream, because how long you been streaming, Soda?
Well, actually since Justin TV, but
What?
it's more like casual stuff.
Oh, but did you?
So-
I don't think you ever freaking told me.
Well, I'm a lazy person.
Oh my god! Oh, it only took you 10 years later. Okay, but yeah, I stopped by, and it was the first time I was hearing, like, hey, he's like, got a sexy voice there, boy. It's just like, but
The German accent be like, mwah.
Mwah. But very entertaining stream. Right now he's actually broadcasting the game that I played a lot back then, which is Fatal Frame. Except that part, I haven't played that specific part, and I got kind of being a cheap ass on buying it. I was like, well, I got Soda to play it for me. I was like, I'll just watch him play
Yeah.
it.
I think it's not even full price on Steam, so
Yeah,
but a
it's-
sale will sooner or later come anyway.
Yeah, no, a game like that, it would be discounted pretty quick. Because right now it's like
Yeah.
$40. I know Lilith is playing the new Jurassic Park game, and that's a full price, $60. And she got it, and she's streaming on her channel. Lady Lilith 4, if you guys were wondering, you can always stop by her channel. She's streaming that game, and I think the Isles, right? A little another dinosaur game. I tell her she should just
the Isle.
yeah. I tell her, I was like, hey, just dress up as a little dino. That'll be entertaining, you know.
That blow up Rex costume.
Yeah, the big T-Rex blow up
Yeah.
costume.
Oh,
Yeah.
that'll be great. There you go. We're giving you ideas. I'll totally watch that. Like,
Because I think they have like a little see-through thing where it's right under the T-Rex's
Yep.
head where you can see the person's face. I don't know how well you could breathe in one of those though.
but that's what makes it funny. Like, she's saying, like, oh my god, that would be so hard to play in. I'm like, that's what makes it funny. I just seeing the dinosaur move around, kind of like trying to see. Like,
yeah, you would literally have to turn your head left and right probably a lot just to even see your screen.
well, even the hands are covered, right?
I'm not for sure. I think so.
Yeah, they are.
Should be just slamming on the keyboard like.
At this point, I'd rather just get my mop suit back from the army and just suffer in that thing.
So yeah. Yeah, enjoy her stream. She streams earlier than me. She has is it Central Time too? I keep forgetting everybody's time. But
I'm neutral.
okay. Eastern. Okay, there you go. I think there's like a 3-hour difference on when she streams compared to mine. So like I stream after 7, she streams like around 4 already. So you could start seeing her around that time. I know Brian was talking smack at me in front of Lilith when she was streaming. Yeah, but that's good. That's good. So I think we should talk about, even though we already talked about a few things, let's talk about the actual first topic. Probably you guys heard of it, the whole YouTube dislike button change thing.
Mm-hmm.
Let's start off with see, Wolfie, what's your opinion about that? Good or bad?
I honestly don't even know what it is. Enlighten me on this.
Oh, okay. Basically, YouTube decided to not remove the dislike button because at first everybody was freaking out and that's how they were advertising, like thumbs down button on the YouTube gone. But technically, it's not. It's basically they're changing the from showing the actual number count, how many dislikes or I think even likes as well on a video. So the whole point they wanted to do this is to stop kind of harassment going on, like kind of like, oh, there's that asshole, fucking hate that guy, everybody gather up, fucking dislike storm on his video, and you'll see like fucking 50,000 dislikes, and you know that's been happening a lot lately, which is the total cancel culture right now, which is I think it's kind of dumb as well.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll say my opinion. It's like good and bad. I would think at first they shouldn't change it because it's really restricting people's opinion about stuff. And one of the negatives, of course, that people were talking about is how would you know if a video is good or not, especially tutorial videos. You know, if you know it's a shitty tutorial or not. I think that was the main reason for that, you know, tool. And I mean that's one negative. I guess one of the positive is the stop the harassment, because I mean what stops a person, like let's say a super popular streamer fucking hates me for whatever reason and he's like, everybody in chat fucking dislike his fucking video and fucking bombs it.
Then pretty easy.
With like
You
20,000
report
viewers.
him.
Yeah.
Report him to Twitch
Yeah,
because he's breaking TOS.
Yeah,
true.
Stuff like that. So,
But like that's kind of ridiculous because like, people just shouldn't act like that in the first place, but they do. There's always those people that they either have a character when they're streaming or act like someone that they're actually not. Because I feel like a lot of streamers, you know, I mean, just look at Dr. Disrespect, for instance. You know he doesn't act like that in person. You know the man is very well behaved and very well educated, and there's no way he's just walking up to people at, like, say, like, you know, a gathering after, like, a TwitchCon or Twitch Rivals thing, and they're all having a drink together. He's not walking up and he's doing his whole Dr. Disrespect, I'm the 2-time champion. He's walking up, shaking their hand, saying, how you doing? You know, how was your day today? You know, he's way different, I'm sure.
yeah.
Like, there's no way.
No, if
But,
you've seen videos of him, like interviews, just being himself, like
he's extremely educated.
Yeah.
I can't believe how smart that man is. But that's just like one perspective, because like, you know, there's like Tyler 1, he throws on that persona. There's no way he acts like that off camera all the time, you know. He just builds up all that energy and just starts yelling and whatnot, and then you know, Twitch chat is something else.
It's a entertainment business now, and it gets really pushed. For me, when I started streaming, I always acted myself, but kind of like push it up a level, kind of like the energy level. So, I mean, that's how I am when I'm hyper, I guess, and happy. So that's like how I am on stream usually. But like on normal, I'm more calm and relaxed. Like, okay, whatever, you know. I'm a very chill. I'm a very chill person.
I'm a person that pretty much you will notice when I have a bad day.
Yeah.
I don't try to hide it or anything. I'm still sorry, and I really apologize to a friend of mine because I was playing Melty Blood, a fighting game, and every time I was streaming Melty Blood, he came in and asked, "When do you play Guilty Gear Strive again?" Another fighting game.
Yeah, and I mean,
and I really hate that. Like, if you come into a stream and complain that he's not playing something else.
yeah, that's like a regular thing from users popping in, and It hasn't changed. Like I said, 10 years ago, I would get the same thing because I think in the beginning when my channel got kind of exploded, it was mostly the Call of Duty zombies, and that made my channel blow up like crazy. So whenever, and I would play that for such a long time, and then like, you know what, I want to break. I want to try a different game. The regulars that would come see that, they'll freak out like, what are you doing? Why are you playing this shit? Like, go back playing this other game. I was like, fuck, like I want to, you can't tell me what to do. Like, let me fucking play whatever I want. At the same time, if you're a streamer though, and you're committed to making those numbers, you kind of have to give what the viewers want to see. I mean, if they're viewers that started with that game, usually you would have to stick with that game if you do want that count. If not, if you want to be more chill and relaxed, you don't care, then you can play whatever games. But I think a lot of people that stream, that start to stream, don't realize that, because some people will be like, oh, I'll just stream whatever I want, it's whatever I feel like. And I would just give advice like, well, if you're gonna just do it fun, that's fine, that's a perfect way of thinking. But if you have a different thought, like, no, I want to be, famous and get the numbers, then you're there to fucking entertain. You do what they want, and I mean that's how it is. So like, you stream that game. Like a good example, like Dr. Disrespect, he just plays the same game. It's only because he knows he gets those numbers up. It's Call of Duty, especially fucking what's the other game, the kid game, I don't know why my mind is going blank.
Fortnite.
Yeah, Fortnite. He was playing that for the longest time, and I know at one point he was just getting tired of it and he wanted to stop playing that shit, but he just kept playing it over and over because it gives him those numbers.
And yeah, a good example of what a career back then. It's been a while. Dance Gaming. Everyone probably knows him. That's kind of familiar with Twitch.
Yes.
He said in an interview, I think, or even on one of his streams, that in order to keep his numbers high, he had to change his entire life around. He lost friends and lost so many social aspects of his life just because he had to stream 6 hours a day.
Yeah. I mean...
And that's what you pretty much prepare for nowadays if you want to get big numbers. Specialize in a game.
Yeah.
And then build your audience from there. A good example for that is also avoiding the puddle about Twitch actors.
Yeah, I mean, that is...
Started with Tekken 7, I think. Or 3D fighting games in general. Always had like 4K, 5K viewers. Then he switched to diversity. Like he's playing what he wants. And now he's usually at 2K or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I 100% agree with that. If you really want to get those count, like, most of the viewers are young people, kids, and especially now, they have very short attention span. Like, you really have to be going nonstop. You always have to show something flashy in their face, and you can't usually miss a day of streaming. Because I remember I would take a break, even 10 years ago, I would let me take a day or two break, and those numbers will change a lot on my viewer count. Like, you'll miss like fucking maybe a quarter of it, and just for missing a day or two. And you even see in the super top streamers, that's most of their life, stream every day 6 to 8 hours, and you can see they're kind of stressed out because that's all their life right there.
Yep.
And I think it's harder for other people that have other things in their life, which is the main reason why I never started streaming, because I'm like, I'm not gonna have time to do this and that when I have work and family and all that stuff going on. And but I wanted to start streaming because I miss it. I miss getting to know new people, and that was the main reason why I started. Like, oh, I want to find someone to play this game with, and I feel like streaming is the easiest way to do that. Like kind of join in my game. We got room, but yeah, it's you see it. What was it? Dan's Gaming. We're talking about Dan's Gaming. I remember him just in TV. He had a big following, and now it's quite different now. And he's a hard worker, though.
He's still one of the biggest, but not to that extent he was on Justin TV back then. Same 4 Players podcast.
Yeah, he was in that category of like, let's say top 10. You would hear 4 Player podcast. You would hear Dan's Gaming. You would hear Swifter. Those are the main ones that people would just watch. And like even Swifter, Dan's Gaming, they took a big dump down on the count. And it's hard to say what exactly because I wasn't watching the whole time, but a good amount of time. The only thing to say is just competition. They probably competing with actors now, people playing as characters and other stuff, just more wow factors compared to them now, because their regular back then was just like, I'm just gonna be myself and be nice, and they were very nice guys. Swifter is super nice, talks to his viewers and everything, and same thing with Dan. I think just that competition where you just have, what's a good example of entertainment streamers, like there's VTuber Iron Mouse. Do you know that one?
Yeah.
She is a VTuber. I know she has some type of condition where she can't go out, so she stays inside all the time.
Yeah, her immune system isn't working.
Yes, so for streaming, it's perfect for her because she has the time to do that and entertain, and people just love her, the character, and she has a nice VTuber avatar, which I'm assuming someone got it for her because those are fancy ones. I'm pretty sure those cost her a lot just to have it someone made for her. And she does a little bit of everything. She sings. I don't see that much of her to know exactly, but I know she just entertaining, especially for younger crowd, the teenagers now, saying random memes because where I work, there's usually kids around. All I hear is these what's popular now memes, and they're saying stupid things out in the air. And and it's sad because these online celebrities put so much influence over these kids, so anything that they say is popular, they will know it too. And some of the things that's popular might not be appropriate for the kids. Like one of the things I fucking hate hearing, we're talking about little kids ranging from 5 to 10 making that little anime sex sound. You know what I mean?
Anime sex sound?
Yeah, kind of like a moan. It's like that.
You mean uwu?
No. Like a moan, like a sexy moan, anime sexy moan.
Oh, you shouldn't hear my follower alert. It's a friend of mine who's like, Oni-chan?
Yeah, just cute stuff like that. But this is just the moan part, and that's like a really meme heard a lot. Like a little push like that. So kids that young are imitating that sound, not knowing exactly what it is. Maybe some do, but still, like, I don't want to fucking hear that shit from that.
Yeah, little kids. Yeah.
And I hear it all the time. I'm fucking screaming at them, like, stop that, like, right now. And what's another saying? Saucy baka is another one I keep hearing all the time.
What?
You ever heard that one?
In what communities do you move around that you hear such things?
Really? Okay. So you guys are not cool enough to know the sayings. But yeah, that's
I'm not hip.
I'm also getting asked a lot about German streamers and YouTubers, and I'm like, I have no idea. Who the fuck is Pete's Meat? Who the fuck is that? And then I googled it, and he's like, okay, one of the top 5 German streamers on Twitch. It's a group of people, apparently.
I think most of us around our age, like late 20s to 30s, are like kind of like that, like not knowing what's popular now. And I just know it because I hear from, I'm around kids all the time, so you just
Yeah.
yeah, it's just crazy how much influence they do. It could be something retarded and everything, and the kids will just copy it. Like the dabbing, that's a popular thing, dabbing all the time.
Yeah, when I first saw that, where they like point at their like forearm or whatever it is, or the inside of their elbow or whatever, and they yell "sheesh," I had no idea what was happening. I just sat there and stared, and I think I was in my truck, if I'm not mistaken, pulling up to like I think a Walmart or something like that, and I saw a kid doing it in the parking lot, and I remember just staring in awe, like completely parked, just staring at this kid, and I probably looked like, you know, that weird old guy that's about to yell like "get off my lawn" or something, but I was like, what am I witnessing right now? And I think it was my girlfriend got in the truck, and I asked her, I said, do you know what this whole like sheesh thing is about? And she started laughing, and she's showing me these TikToks later on about it, and I was like, what's it about? And she has no answer for it.
That's why I don't like fucking TikTok, because there's a lot of fucking retarded shit that comes from there.
But what's the whole point of yelling sheesh and then pointing at your arm? Like, why are you pointing at your arm?
See, I don't know where that meme came from. I heard it too, and I mean, it sounded stupid and slightly funny because I hear this popular stream that I watch, and they'll be making that sound out of random. They'll be like "she." I was like, what the fuck are they doing? And
Yeah,
I'll just be cracking up.
At the beginning, I thought like dabbing is face palming with extra steps. Like, where does it come from? Like, I had no idea. I still have no idea because I don't.
What was it? Was it? Don't tell me it was Fortnite as well. Was it? Was it?
I used to actually say sheesh, you know, once in a while. Like if someone was like freaking out or something in public, or
no, but
maybe even in Discord or something, I'll be like sheesh to myself, like wow, they're freaking out. But like now I can't even say it without like cringing.
Well, isn't that different though? You're talking about the word sheesh, but aren't they saying the meme without the sh in the end, like just saying she, like she?
I don't know. See, I thought they were saying sheesh.
No,
like,
I don't think so.
Like wowzers, that's crazy or whatever. That's because that's what I've always said. I don't know. Kids confuse me, and I'm scared of them.
Anybody can confirm that? I don't know. To me, it sounds like just she.
I have no idea. I'm not hip anymore. The worst part of zombie apocalypses are going to be the kids, man. They're going to be fast. They're going to be yelling sheesh at you. They're going to be dead. It's going to be terrifying.
And once they bit you, they dab.
Oh my god.
That's one thing I would actually like to see in a zombie apocalypse like TV show or movie, is they never really feature teenagers or children too often. Now I know The Walking Dead's done it a time or two, but like it's always been one at a time, you know what I mean? It's never been like a whole freaking school bus full of kids or something like that coming at somebody like that. Imagine that though. Realistically, that would be terrifying, knowing that you would have to absolutely destroy a bunch of little kids. I don't know if I could do it. I'd probably run. I'd probably just run. I don't know. Could you guys just mack a bunch of little dead kids around like it's nothing? I mean, I wouldn't do it.
I think with my body type, I will be one of the zombies pretty early.
I'm dying early on. I don't have to worry about none of that.
I know. Just our back and everything failing on us. Like, oh shit, just eat me already.
Just eat me already. Just lays down in the road. Just gives up.
But at the same time, I feel like the new generation are so dumb and weak that you're gonna see like these out of shape zombies just running out of breath.
Well, what's that one saying? Hell, I can't even think of it. Something about hard times create hard men create easy times create easy men, and easy men create hard times again, and it's like a never-ending loop or something like that. I don't
Mhm.
know.
Oh, yeah, but every generation was like, oh, the next generation is so stupid.
Yeah, that
My
too.
grandma still
And
thinks I'm
and
stupid.
people always say like, "Oh, everyone's so soft now," but I'm sorry, there's always people that are going to be useless, and then there's going to be those people that are like over the top. I mean, I don't know. You just take it out of context, I guess, but
Yeah. Well, let's see.
just look at
This.
technology. Look at how smart human beings are nowadays compared to what they used to be just 50 years ago. I mean, the average IQ, I'm assuming, has probably raised. Most people have at least some sort of college education under their belt now. Like, college is really like well sought after by everyone in the world. I mean, the UK and the US have, and other European countries, they all have the what is that?
I
The
think they
foreign
made
exchange
it a
crap
lot easier now for
Mhm.
this generation as well to get
to
a.
get access. I mean, scholarships, the military. Look at the US. You join the military and you automatically get free college. And if you don't use it, it falls back on the GI Bill, I believe, and you can use it for your spouse or even your children later on down the road. So,
Well, even
I mean,
high school programs, you could go to college early
uh-huh.
on. So, right when you're done with high school, you're already coming out with an associate's degree.
And on top of that, the US and I know the UK, and I'm assuming most other countries now, I know Canada, you have, oh my God, I'm just brain farting right now.
Brain fart.
Where basically you work underneath someone as like a trade school. You become an apprentice in so many manual labor jobs. Carpenters, bricklayers, all that stuff. You could just work under someone, electrician. You just work underneath someone for, 2 to 3, 4, 5 years, whatever. And that whole time you're working underneath them, you become uh, an actual like person yourself, and then you can start your own company or even work for
Mhm.
someone else. And those guys make good money. I mean, I know U.S. Electricians, they make pretty good money, man.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, back then,
mm-hmm.
those jobs weren't that popular. Like everyone wanted to be a doctor, an astronaut, whatever.
Hmm.
And yeah, the real money is made with common jobs,
Blue
stuff
collar
that's
workers,
needed
man.
every time.
It's the people that aren't scared to get dirty,
Yeah.
and use their intelligence. I mean, you can't tell me you can just give a moron the job of electrician and he's gonna know what the hell to do. He's gonna electrocute himself, or he's gonna fry up a whole power grid or something. I mean, you have to be very smart to be an electrician. My old man's an electrician, and I'll tell you right now, he is far from ignorant. He is ridiculously smart with
I
numbers.
mean, I wish I knew that stuff. Like, it would help out a lot, especially in my own house. Something goes wrong.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I know like simple stuff with like breaker boxes and stuff like that and fuses, but I don't know anything more than that. Like if you ask me to wire up, a ceiling fan or something, I'd probably just stare at you and be like, I'm gonna have to read the box for a minute and Google some stuff. I don't even know how to do that, like
Yeah,
putting in light fixtures and shit. I would have to definitely do like I don't know that stuff.
you're gonna
My
have.
old man, he'd be like, "Where's the ladder? Where's that flathead screwdriver? I'll be right back." And 2 minutes later, he's got the whole job done. He's like, "Easy as pie," and I'm like, "Okay, all right, whatever."
Gonna have to do
Yeah,
research
but
on your new home.
Yeah, no kidding.
the internet is a resource most people
Yes.
didn't have back then.
Yeah, exactly. My dad, besides being an electrician, he's also he's not certified, but he's a mechanic. I mean, he's worked on all sorts of vehicles. Of course, he spent a lot of time in the military too and working for the government. But being an electrician and a mechanic, I mean, that really helps out. And it's crazy, like someone can learn 2 or 3, even 4 different trades and then utilize that their entire life. And then now newer generations, people are just mastering usually one trade. I mean, hell, I don't even think I've mastered a trade. I'm 27 years old, and pretty much all I've ever done my whole life is different manual labor jobs. I've treated telephone poles, worked at a lumber yard, worked at a Hardee's. I wouldn't consider that manual labor, but uh, you know, I served in the military. I was in the infantry, so that's another manual labor job.
Yeah.
I've just worked with my hands my whole life. I did a little bit of roofing, stuff like that. So I've just done all manual labor stuff. I mean, could I put on an entire roof by myself? Hell no. But could I assist someone doing it? Yeah, I could. I could help. You know, I can carry shingles up the roof. I can hold stuff in place, run a nail gun, lay down a tarp. But that's about it. I wouldn't be able to line up the shingles like these the actual, you know, professionals do.
Yeah, I miss that, being physically able to do a lot of things. It's not the same how it used to be. Like when I tried to go back to college, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna take this one class. I done full hour classes where it's 3 or 4. This is gonna be a piece of cake, and just matching like going to work, and then after work I have to go to class late at night, and just going driving with it. Yeah, I was just fucking tired. Like body was hurting. I'm like, I can't even carry this backpack because I have a lower back spine issue. So any weight that I put on my spine, I'm gonna feel it right away. And that's a new thing now. Like, oh well, I can't carry backpacks now because I'll feel that pain the next day. So stuff like that, like fuck, man. It's like doing one class is hard. I don't know how I did it back then when I had like 3 or 4 classes, and still be like, whatever, you know.
Yeah, if I hear stuff like this, I'm kind of glad that I'm just chubby.
Yeah, I'm getting chubby now. It's sad because, I mean, Karma and I were talking about it, I think just a day or two ago. You know, two and a half years ago, I was in the best shape of my life, and now I'm getting little man boobies, and I got a gut on me now, and I mean, it's just weird seeing it. I mean, I got long hair and a beard now, you know. I've never grown my hair out or my beard before. And now I've got a beard and I've got hair that goes almost to my shoulders, if not past my shoulders. And my entire life, I've always had a shaved head, shaved face, and a 6-pack. So it's really life changing how in 2.5 years I went from the best shape of my life to just a little tubby gamer.
Just, for me, I was always like the fat kid, like all the way to high school. When I changed, was like the last year of high school. I was a senior, and near the end, I lost like 100 pounds, like right away. But I was being super strict. I would walk every day outside my neighborhood since I couldn't run. I was fat. Like, I'm just gonna walk, but walk the maximum I could. So I'll walk probably 3 to 4 hours, something like that. I didn't time it. I was basically walking until my feet gave out. And I'll eat very little. Like, I was a stupid little kid. Like, oh, let me look for something in the pantry that's like less calories. And I saw like a can of refried beans. Like, why are these refried beans only 0 calories? And I fucking like heat that up. Man, that tasted like shit, and I feel like I was eating nothing, whatever that made of.
What's so interesting about our discussion is this all started because we talked about YouTube dislike button change.
I like how we always go off on some other stuff, and it just starts another rant.
Yes, every time.
But it's all good stuff. It's all good stuff, though. So, all right, let's put a pause of us being fat asses, and then let's go to the next topic, gaming news related. I read this a couple of days ago. You guys know about the whole Steam Deck when they got first advertised?
Yep.
Wolfie?
I'm not for sure.
It's pretty much a Nintendo Switch just with your Steam library.
Yeah.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's good. I just got a Switch not too long ago.
So, yeah, basically that with like high graphics, like supposedly it could handle almost any game on your Steam library, but it's portable.
Really?
And there's like 3 versions of it. I believe the only main difference is jumping from mid grade to higher. I think it's a solid state or something like that. I know something expensive.
Yeah, it's an SSD in there.
Yeah, which I'm surprised they should have just put that in all the versions, even the cheap one. But yeah, that was really the talk back then when it came out. Well, not came out, but just pre-ordering and showing it what it could do and everything. And so a lot of people, I'm assuming a lot of people pre-order it. I got tempted, but it was a lot of money. I didn't pre-order it. But for when I heard the news right now, big surprise, global supply chain issues. There might be low on those when you pre-order it, so you might get it super late. So bad news to whoever pre-ordered that. Yeah, expected probably like a half a year later or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, what did you expect? Yeah.
Yeah, everything's low on supply. Even
after the graphics cards went out the window, the PS5s, the Xbox Series X went out the window. I'm not surprised that the Switch is also going out the window.
Well, just the supply for everything is low. It's kind of crazy. Just like even something like Thanksgiving is coming up, and I heard around here that even supply for turkeys are going to be low, which I seen because I got my turkey a week or two ago, and they're very little. And this is like, let's say today's the 13th, so I got it probably beginning November, and they're running out of turkeys. So, yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, even if you start Christmas shopping now, it may not arrive till Christmas.
Yeah.
So you still need to think about it. Like, you have to order a lot earlier. You should have ordered in October.
Is it because of COVID or?
I think it just did a chain reaction with COVID. The combination of kind of like the low tier workers are not wanting to work because they're getting money either way for not working, those checks from the government. So why would they're basically, why should I work? I'm getting money already. So they're having so much trouble finding people to work, and they're trying to give incentives. Something like McDonald's, stuff like that, like gives you a incentive of signing on for like I don't know, something like $2,000 or something like that. Oh, sign up, we'll give you $2,000 as long as you're gonna stay with us for like a year, like a contract.
That's crazy.
So you have these jobs opening up with these crazy incentives that like, we'll give you money as long as you stay. And I see it down here getting advertised a lot, like little stores, like I don't know if you heard of Big Lots. Yeah, like I get fucking emails all the time, like we're hiring, and I'm like, oh, I'm like, okay, it looks like they never found people because I keep getting the advertised that they keep looking for some.
Yeah.
So I think that's what's basically happening. Yeah, I mean, also other things as well, I would think. But Steam Deck, I would like to have it for like trips, but every time I buy a portable game like a PSP and all that in the past, they rarely get touched, only if I go travel. So
yeah, I bought a Switch because I have night readiness on my job where I have to sleep at work pretty much, and I have issues sleeping in weird beds because it's I work with handicapped people, mentally handicapped, and they have special beds so they don't fall out and so on.
Yeah.
And you sleep in the same bed, like it's a hospital bed. Let's call it that.
Okay.
And I just don't feel right when laying in there and trying to sleep. So I bought a Switch. And so every week when I have night readiness, where I have to sleep there, I take it with me, and yeah, but it's like it's getting used once a week maximum.
You would sleep to go to your next shift, or how does that work?
Yeah, it's pretty much, we call it 24-hour shift. So
Oh.
we have the late shift from afternoon to night. So, for example, 3 p.m. to 10 p.m. And then we have night readiness, where we have a room where we sleep. And if something happens, the night shift that's awake and working wakes us up so we can support them. And then, if you have a 24-hour, you start working at 6 a.m. again. So you have like 8 hours of sleep. If you just fall asleep instantly.
Yeah, it's like your second home.
Pretty much.
Ooh. What
But yeah,
would be?
that's the only thing where I actually use my Switch. Unless I stream a game on it, like rhythm games or something.
Oh yeah, stream from there. It's like, what's up, guys?
Not from there, I mean, I stream games off my Switch sometimes.
Yeah. What Switch games you're playing? Which is actually the next topic, actually.
What Switch game I'm currently playing? It's Hatsune Miku, a rhythm game.
Oh. Like,
But it's on my Switch, so I don't play my Switch that much.
besides that, what other current games you're playing? I know I saw you playing Fatal Frame.
Yeah, that's my current project. Getting S plus rank on Nightmare mode in Fatal Frame 5. And I'm about to start fighting games again.
Ooh. You good at that?
Well, good. I know my buttons, I know my combos, and I'm fine with that.
I kind of gave up after, I think it was PS3 Street Fighter, when they became all 3D and fancy looking. I just
Street
couldn't.
Fighter was never 3D.
Yes, it was. Is it?
Well, it's like 3D models, but it's still 2D. You can't step in the background or the foreground.
Okay.
A 3D game would be something like Tekken or Soul Calibur.
Well, okay, well, whatever you call it. That's that. I think I got bummed out because I just wasn't good at the new fighting style. I guess games that are super heavy on combos, like I can't do it. I prefer the older 2D ones, like King of the Fighters type of style.
Mm-hmm.
Just stuff like that, like just short, quick little combos, not like what now is like 100 hit combos and stuff like that. Which I do enjoy watching, though.
Yeah, there are modern fighting games like Guilty Gear Strive or the new one from French Bread, which is Multiblood Type Lumina. They do have shorter combos than most games. But they have other deeper stuff you have to learn.
So now you hear it. If you guys are looking for fighting games, Soda will be broadcasting those soon. So Wolfie, what current games you're playing right now?
Well, I know I've been playing Forza Horizon 5. It just released. So
tell me that story.
Oh, the connection issues?
Yeah, all the issues since it just came out this week, right?
Yeah, it just came out. So I actually have had it for a few more days because I pre-ordered it or whatever, but there's been so many issues that I've only played like 2 or 3 times. But I play with my steering wheel and, pedals and stuff. But when the game isn't having its issues and you can actually play with your friends, it's pretty fun. I know they did fix the invite system, but I believe you have to still invite through the Xbox app if you're on PC, so that's kind of a pain in the butt. But
Yeah.
other than that, I've just been playing, Killing Floor, patiently waiting for the new Halo. I've been playing a little bit of Back for Blood, the new quote unquote Left 4 Dead.
And
It's
you get it for free, right? Since you have I'm assuming you have the Xbox Pass.
I have it through like my buddy or whatever, but I already bought it because I pre-ordered it like when it first came out
Same.
on Steam.
Oh.
But yeah, the Back for Blood game's pretty fun. Uh, the only issue I have is the developers didn't fully explain the way the card system works and like exactly how each individual card works. But luckily, there's a hero on YouTube. I forgot his name, but if you looked up anything for Back for Blood, I'm sure he would pop up. And this hero has been doing in-depth math and everything, and teaching everyone how each card actually works, how every little piece of equipment properly works, and all this stuff. He's a legend. That's all I can say. But other than that, Back for Blood's all right. You definitely need friends to play. Because
I do
most
need
randoms
to
ruin it.
get that game. Actually, I was talking to Brian about it because he has it, and that's how we met in Left 4 Dead a long time ago. And that's why like, oh, you should get it. But the right now it's only on what still normal price, but like full price.
Unless you
Yeah.
have the Game Pass. Yeah.
And he was telling me the whole like the Game Pass thing, but I didn't want to get the whole Xbox account and everything, so just something complicated. But man, I'm getting itchier just to get that try that game out, especially that you guys have it.
The only issue I had with Back 4 Blood, since I also played a lot of Left 4 Dead, and I was like, yeah, okay, I can start Back 4 Blood on veteran difficulty, no problem.
No.
No,
No.
you have to play recruit, then you have to play veteran, and then you have to play the next one.
Damn.
You don't have any cards you can actually use in veteran mode, because your starting deck is like yes, a current starter deck from Yu-Gi-Oh back when it came out, compared to today, where everything summons 50 monsters a turn, whatever.
Wow.
Yeah, the decks are pretty crazy, but that's why I say you need friends, because when you're playing with a 4-man team, you can all edit your decks previously to playing and communicate on which cards you're all going to use. So there's different types of cards. There's cards that can help you with melee combat. There's cards that can help you with shotgun damage or rifle damage, sniper rifle damage. You get the gist. And all these different cards do different things. Obviously, there's a buttload of cards. I'm talking a buttload. There's currency cards, because there's money in the game that you have to actually find, which is called copper. Long story short, there's currency cards, and if your team all combines certain currency cards together, it can actually stack, and you can get like basically endless amounts of money if you just combine the right cards together. And when you have so much money, it just really helps out. So you got to be careful though, because like you don't want too much money, because if you get too much money, then it's going to be useless. But basically you need to communicate and figure it out and see who's going to run what, because you always need like one person running, a sniper for high damage on these special infected, and then you need someone running usually a shotgun build for up close, and possibly a guy with a melee build, and then or SMG, doesn't matter, and another guy with like an AR or LMG build. You just kind of need to spread it out, because ammo can be an issue, especially on the higher difficulties, considering everything takes more damage to even kill, and you also take more damage. But when you're all running like the same ammo type, and say you find a pile of ammo and there's only 2 stacks of like handgun ammo, but you're all running SMGs, now how are you going to share all that ammo with each other? So you really got to use teamwork and communicate with each other. It's a fun game though.
So
Yeah, it is.
how does the random players you get, do they kind of teamwork or not really?
No,
No.
Well, if you're very lucky, you can get some really nice people. I think I found 2, maybe 3 people out of probably 100 that were nice, or even talked. There's a lot of people that are playing on PlayStation or Xbox or even PC, and they're in their own party chats or their own Discord channel, and they refuse to talk in game, or they just don't use a microphone at all. And those are the worst players, because it's a game where you need to communicate. You have to talk to each other, and if you're not doing it, it's just a pain in the butt. Yeah, there's pings and stuff, but really you need to have a microphone. It's just so much easier. And then when you get that person that refuses to talk, you might as well just throw that match out the window. I mean, you're gonna lose, or he's just gonna make it a lot harder than it needs to be. Other than that, I find that the matchmaking kind of sucks, because almost every time I've gotten in a match, there's people speaking foreign languages all the time when they are speaking, and I always ask them if they speak English, and it's always no, or nine, or whatever, or there's, because I actually had German people in my game once. I had Spanish people. I had I believe people from South America speaking Portuguese. I mean, I was like, what the hell's going on? I think I had French people once. They might have been French Canadians, to be honest, but still, why am I getting all these people speaking foreign languages? Like, oh, it's ridiculous. But
And then you have stuff like, okay, I can't play with random, so I play with the AI.
yeah, the
Big
AI,
mistake.
the AI is a joke. So when the game first came out, the AI was actually like top notch insane. The AI, especially if you played by yourself, the AI would just stay in your butt and protect you at all costs. And like the second you went to like Half-Life or anything, they have infinite supplies, the AI do, and ammo. They would just throw you infinite ammo. They would heal you with infinite bandages. It was the funniest stuff ever. And then next thing you know, next thing you know, they patched it, and now the bots are the most useless things on the planet. They don't kill anything. If you're pinned or anything, they'll just stare at you while you're dying sometimes. They'll just stare at you for like 5 good seconds, and they'll be like, oh wait, I can save you. And then you're like, yep, well, it's a little late now because I'm incapacitated. Can you res me?
I had the issue. There are spitter-like, that glue you on the floor, so
Like
you
a
can't
spider
move.
web, kinda.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't move at all, and your teammate has to punch you, melee you,
Yeah, and 3 AIs were around me, looking
and they
at my
just
feet,
stared at him. Yep.
and did nothing.
That's kind of what I was hitting at, because the same thing happened to me one time. They literally, like he said, they ran up to me like they were all gonna punch me, but they all looked straight down like at my feet, and they just stared at me, and I just stood there, and I was dying, and they were dying. We were all just in a big pile dying, and they were free. They could have done anything, but they didn't, and I just died. I don't know. The game's really, it's got its issues.
Yeah, but it also has a lot of good stuff.
Yes, the game is very fun though, and like I said, when you can get a full team of friends, or just even just good players that are willing to work together, the game is very, very fun. Just on the campaign mode, because the game itself does bring a challenge. It's a pretty difficult game. The multiplayer though, woo, the multiplayer is another story though. You got to have a full
You mean
team
the
willing to
PvP?
communicate. Yeah, it's a 4v4 versus mode. Have you played it yet, Soda?
I played it once and never touched it again.
So when I actually had a full team, the game was super fun. But then when I tried playing with randoms, it was more of like I was growing a tumor on the back of my head, and I was not having a good time. But when you have a full team, it's pretty okay. It goes in depth though. I would have to explain it more if we were all willing to play it at the same time. I don't want to go in depth now because it would be hard to even understand without having it like right there to look at, you know. But the PvP, it is pretty fun though if you can get a full team.
Ah, okay. So you would recommend it for others?
I would highly recommend Back for Blood if you have
Yep.
if you have friends, you like a challenge and a more kind of realistic Left 4 Dead.
Okay.
Very fun. Very fun.
Now, would you recommend full price or when it's discounted?
I mean, I paid over full price. I pre-ordered the special edition. I think I paid like around $100, but I don't know if I would say it's worth $60. If you could get it on sale, I would say it's a definite grab if it's on sale. That's for sure.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've been waiting, but I guess they're doing well in sales because it hasn't been discounted yet.
Yeah, Back for Blood is doing great, even though there is a lot of there are a lot of issues with the game. But it's overall it's a pretty great game. I would recommend it buying full price if you have the money and if you can spend the money.
Okay.
But yeah,
How much is it?
especially if you have friends.
Yes.
Let's see. What price is it right now? Let me see.
I think
Probably
it's
60.
full price.
Oh, it hurts my pocket. Let's see. View page. Oh, and the reviews are kind of low. Mixed
I
reviews.
just read patch notes of the November 9th update, and the first thing that catches my eye: in-game voice chat can now be disabled.
Oh no.
Less communication, please.
They don't
Completing
even.
any.
So, my biggest complaint about the game: there is no option to vote kick. You cannot kick a toxic player. So if someone's trolling you, you're screwed. You have to leave the game.
Yeah, it's funny you say that because I seen a video of someone talking about reviewing the game, and that was actually one of the topics. And another one, the hardest difficulty of the game is just almost impossible to do, even with the best cards and a good team and everything.
Yeah, it's very, very hard.
Yeah, it's still because of those RNG cards they have. So you have a deck, but the infected also get random bonuses, and it can
on
really
the harder mode, they
fuck you
get
over.
more bonuses than you do.
How many of the?
It's like, yeah, you can only hurt them, the basic bitch zombie, you can only hurt him in melee, but if you kill him, he's gonna explode.
Yep.
Man. So, I mean, how many of the original affected from Left 4 Dead is in this one?
What do you mean?
It's
Like the original infected, like Boomer and all those. How many stayed in the game?
So they're completely different infected, but they have similar types. So they have 4 special infected. You have Tallboy. Was it Seeker? I think.
Oh, you also have sleepers, the wall anuses.
Yeah.
War anuses?
So
Yeah,
you have
I
your
call them
normal
them.
zombies, and then you have normal zombies that have like a fungus on their head, and when you headshot them, they'll explode. And then you have what he said, the wall anuses. They're little zombies that hide. They're like in a cocoon on the wall, and if you get too close to them, they'll leap out and pin you, kind of like a old hunter would. So you got to be careful with those. And then you move on to the witch type, which is called a hag. Don't know how to explain it. It's a giant naked mole rat. It pops up, and
I thought you could,
whoever startles it, it wants your ass and your ass only. Don't let it touch you, because if it touches you, it immediately picks you up, eats you, and it stores you in its belly, and then it runs away and will start digging a hole. And if it gets in the hole, it auto kills you.
That sounds
and you're dead.
hilarious.
It's absolutely terrifying when it's coming for you. I
Yeah.
found out the best way is you better have a lot of stamina, and you better find somewhere that you can just jump up and down really, really fast, like a ledge, a truck, anything. Because if you can just vault back and forth for like the next minute, it can't grab you and it'll just run away, or
Flash
it'll die.
gangs.
Yeah,
also
flashbangs
great.
were great.
So even if you're inside the stomach, you could still get out and be alive.
Your teammates can shoot the stomach and shoot its back to either kill it or release you, I believe, by shooting the stomach to injure it.
Oh, that
But
sounds
it's
crazy.
kind of hard to do because it runs kind of quick and you might not have the angle, you might have to reload at the time. I mean, it gets pretty hectic sometimes. And the
It's
poor
also
guy that
pretty
gets
tanky.
grabbed is just going to be screaming help and screaming, so. But then they have, what is it, a Berserker? It's kind of like a tank, but it's not. I don't know. It's a big
Yeah.
guy. He punches you in the face and he hurts, but then he doesn't move as fast as the tank. But then they have an ogre, which is like a freaking titan of a zombie. Like he's huge. He's super slow, but if he hits you, he'll do like a tank hit where like you fly across the map and stuff like that. And then he pulls out a big ball of goop. I don't know what the heck it is, to be honest, but he'll throw this thing at you, and I know you can shoot it midair and destroy it, but yeah, he's an ogre and he's annoying. But then
Mm-hmm.
they have the tall boy, which they actually have 3 variants of the tall boy. So they have the
Oh
tall
yeah.
boy, the squeezer, and then something else. I forgot what, breaker or something.
Yeah,
And then they
something like that.
have, I think, like the reeker. They're basically the boomer style. There's 3 of them. I just know one spits puke at you, and it burns you and will attract normal zombies, just like the boomer. And he can spit pretty far. There's another one where he's like an armored melee type, I think. The more he hits you with melee, but the more he hits you, the faster he swings. So like if he gets up on top of you and starts swinging like a madman, you're probably gonna start getting chunked for health. And then the third one is like a boomer that explodes. He's like a suicider, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
And then
you
they
shoot
have,
him, then he kind of blows up and starts
yeah,
running towards you. Not slow. He's pretty fast.
yeah, he can run a 20 meters sprint in like 1.5 seconds. He's
Oh.
pretty quick. The I forgot what the little guys are. They remind me of hunters. There's 3 variants of them as well. There's the one that spits the little cocoon at you and locks you in place. It doesn't hurt you, but if other things are hitting you, it will hurt you and you can't move. So that sucks. And then there's another one that I think he just spits and does like a poison damage or something.
Yep.
Kind of like
And
the
then
spitter from the first Left 4 Dead.
The OG
yeah,
spitter, yeah.
kind of like a hunter and a spitter mixed, yeah. And then there's the third one where he's kind of like a jockey. He'll come up behind you and grab you from under your arms and start pulling you backwards and pulling you away from your team.
Okay.
So, and
So-
then when you play versus mode, you can level each of them up individually, and then you can also level up your normal infected. Like there's 3 categories: health, damage, and
Is that
speed or something like that.
temporary level up, or this carries on through your future games?
It's a temporary level up.
Okay.
It's kind of like a one team starts as human, one team starts as infected, and it's a holdout mission. So the humans have to see how long they can survive, and whenever the last person dies or whatever, it's over, and then it'll swap sides, and then now the humans are infected, and the infected are humans, and then they need to beat the time that the other team had. So say that team survived for 2 minutes and 50 seconds, they just need to get 2 minutes and 51 seconds and they win. And then it'll go to a different map, and the same thing will carry on. One team will be humans, one team will be infected, but your weapons as humans carry over to the second map, and all the upgrades that you guys upgraded for the infected carry over. So the second match is a little bit harder every time. And that's why I kind of like the versus mode. It's kind of fun. And I think, I'm not for sure, but I think if one team wins one round and one team wins the other round, it can go into a third round.
Yep.
But I've never had that happen before, so it's always been like a shutout. Either we get our buttholes kicked in or we kick in some buttholes. That's about it.
We also have to add, he already mentioned like all the specials. So the infected cards can also, so every infected has a weak spot, one or
Mhm.
two, depending on the.
A critical point where
Yeah.
if you hit it, it does like double, if not triple damage.
So there's also like the RNG cards I mentioned, that core is armored,
Hmm.
so you
They can
need to
get
spend
armor
more
plates.
resources.
That's
They
crazy.
can get some of them can get armor plates over their critical spots, so the humans have to shoot the armor plates off first, stuff like that. It's crazy. The game gets crazy, and
I
that's why I said that one
mean,
guy on YouTube's a hero, because the content he puts out with all the math he does and everything, it's absolutely crazy.
well, it sounds like there's a lot of content in that game.
There really is. I was surprised to see how much content is in that game. I've beat the campaign 3 times now on the easiest mode, and
because
I've yet
I've
to
been
beat it on
hearing
the
like
hard.
more negatives, like people hating the game. I was like, really? Like,
It's because it's so difficult.
Yeah.
That's why
oh,
people hate it. It's like the Dark Souls of Left 4 Dead, man. No joke.
Well,
sheesh.
reviews are also a bit tricky anyway. For example, take Fatal Frame 5, the game I'm playing currently. People give it a bad review because it doesn't have, now it has mouse support. So you had to play it with a controller
Yeah,
because
that's
it's a
people.
console port after all.
I think that's
And
a normal mistake that people do when they put a review. I was like, you should be
Yeah.
reviewing the game, not like what's so what it doesn't support. Especially like Amazon reviews, they'll be like, it could be a random item. I'm trying to see the review. Somebody gives a negative because like, oh, I didn't get it, my shipping in time. I was like,
Yeah.
who gives a shit? Like, it has nothing to do with the fucking thing. Like, you're giving it 1 star because you're pissed off in general.
And then there's like I call it first world problem reviews. It's Fatal Frame 5, the same game. They gave it a bad review because they couldn't play it at 120 FPS because cutscenes would be sped up.
Oh yeah, I
So
was.
they had to limit it to 60 FPS in their settings.
Yeah, I heard. I was reading the reviews for the game, saying you would have to change something on your monitor so you won't like freak out or something.
You pretty much only have to go to your graphic card settings
Oh,
and
okay.
set it to 60.
Okay.
Like 2 clicks.
Yeah,
No,
but just some
that's
people don't know
pretty-
how to do that shit.
That's something about that New World game that Amazon released. I
It's-
picked it up the day, like 2 days after, 3 days after it came out, and I was reading. A lot of people were saying that the new 30 series cards were burning up from the game, and my brother contacted me. He was like, "Hey man, be careful about that game." And I started looking into it, and I was like, "Wow, I haven't had any issues with it," so I was confused. And my graphics card, all that, everything's like fine, and my computer completely cooled. But then I started looking it up. These guys are completely maxing out the settings and pushing it, like overclocking their PCs. And I'm like, well, you guys are doing that yourselves. Like, you're overclocking your PCs, and you're wondering why your PCs are burning up. Like,
It's just
you're idiots.
stupid people in general.
Yeah,
like
First
you,
world
it's like in the
problems.
game.
yeah, you see it all the time. Like I worked in retail and I work in the technology section. They'll return in a computer like, oh, you sold me a piece of shit computer because we had some employees that would custom build some computers and they will bring it back that it like fucking overheated and everything. So what they're doing, like let's say we pre-built them a PC and they take it home. Well, they're fucking around with the settings of the CPU and try to overclock it, and they fucking fuck it up. And they're trying to put the blame on us that we fucked it up somehow. Like, oh, give us a new computer and everything. But we spot it right away. Like, hey, you're the one messing with the settings. Like, that's your own fault. And yeah, just stupid people like that. Like, I remember one time. Also, I have a bunch of stories with the technology when I used to work in tech. This girl, I think we fixed her computer. It was just like a simple restoring, and I think she pressed a setting on her laptop to restore it herself for some weird reason, and it fucked it up. And it kind of goes with our policy, like, oh, if you try to mess with it. Like, we can't do anything about it. Like, hey, you're fucked. You have to pay another 100 and some for us to touch your computer. And she was just bursting out crying in front of it. Well, in front of me. I was the one talking to her. I was kind of like just not even phased about it. Just staring at her like while she's crying. And I had like my semi manager come in, and he gave in. I'm like, are you really gonna give her free service because she's fucking stupid to fuck it up on her own? I'm like, whatever. Right. But she got her free repair thing, but I think it was just dumb. Like, they'll do this crying shit. You probably do this with ever since you're a little girl, just to get whatever you want and cry.
I wish that worked for me.
Yeah, if we cry, we are weak.
Yeah, right.
Weak men. Yeah.
Sometimes you just gotta let out a good cry in the shower.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I'm reading some of the reviews on Steam for Back for Blood, and this is more a current update. When's the last time you played it? With a new patch?
Shoot, I haven't played it in probably about a week or so, maybe 2 weeks.
yeah, same.
Okay, so
Because I have no friends.
so, well, there you go. Now we're all friends. You guys have the same game. I just have to get the game myself. I don't know how. I'm not gonna pay $60, but I'll find a way. Okay, there's one person saying the game is broken in its current state. Double special spawns. The latest patch introduced 4 times trauma damage and nerfed all melee builds, which shrinks players' options and build variety. Even further, buff the cards and the players. Okay, he's just saying fix the spawns, and then you can worry about balance and buffing the enemies for all the numbers for players. Potential enemies should go up, not down. So basically, they just made the game even harder from the last patch, because this is,
I don't mind.
This is November 13th when he posted it, so today.
I honestly don't even care for the melee builds. I run a lot of AR, SMG builds.
I enjoyed melee builds, and I thought they are way too strong. I ran a melee build, which with heal on kill on melee, combined with a shotgun for the later stages, that gives me, if a pellet hits, temporary health.
Yeah.
I was unkillable.
I was gonna say the fire axe and the hatchet are the 2 melees I found out are way better than the machete or bat. The fire axe and the hatchet swing decently fast and just push out way more DPS than the machete or the bat does. And honestly, the weapon systems are kind of iffy too. The vector for SMGs, it just outweighs the MP5, the UMP, the Uzi. It just outweighs all of them. The vector fire rate and stability, you can just put an entire mag on a target without missing a single shot, and the fire rate on the vector is just insane. So the vector's the best weapon. And then rifles, for assault rifles, the M16 is the absolute best against special infected, because the burst fire, it has no recoil, and you put a reticle on it, you can just hit the critical spots over and over with a couple bursts, and you just dominate. And then sniper rifles, the best one is the shoot, I can't even think of it. It's the metal sniper rifle. But like, each class just has like one weapon that dominates completely over all of them. Even the LMGs, you have the RPK or the M249, and the M249 just is way better overall compared to the RPK. And that's, I guess, one problem that a lot of people probably have, is just there's one gun in each category and like one melee that just absolutely outweighs the rest. And I guess that could be a complaint that I could see that a lot of people would have, but it's whatever, I suppose.
Okay. Well, it's good info whenever I do start it up. And if any of you know how the whole Xbox account and the pass works, hopefully you could guide me with that if I do decide that, because that's the best way of getting that game.
It's pretty much Steam with extra steps.
That's what I
Yeah.
thought. I'm like, ugh. So,
I was gonna say, if you have any Steam games that require an Xbox Live account, like say for instance Halo Wars or anything like that, or I
Sea of
believe
Thieves.
Borderlands, yeah, Sea of Thieves. There's a few games that absolutely require you to have an Xbox Live account. Forza, for instance, you have to have an Xbox Live account.
see, I don't
So
think I
I
own
had
one. That's why I didn't want to bother doing these extra steps because Brian was telling me about it. Oh, just get the pass. I'm like, oh, but what is exactly do I have to do for that? And I just kind of like, I don't even want to think about it. But
So all I know is you can press your Windows key and then press G, and it'll pop open the Xbox game bar, and from right there, I can click my social, and boom, it pops up. Yeah, it's basically like the Xbox home button if you're on an Xbox and you're at the main menu. You can look at your performance, you can record stuff, you can change your audio and everything right there. And then your friends list is right there, and you add friends. You can join Xbox Live party chats with Xbox friends, all that stuff. And you can also, like he says, kind of like just a Steam platform, but for your Xbox friends. And you can access, their party chats and their games right there. You just right click them like you would on a Steam name. You can join party or join game right then and there, or invite them to a game, whatever. So, I don't know.
okay.
Basically, it's Steam with extra steps.
Yep.
Okay. Well, like I said, it's good to know. But I think that was really good information for this first episode podcast. I think we did really well. I think it went longer than expected, which, I mean, I was kind of expecting it. Multiple people talking about one topic. I would think it increased like triple the amount of time or even double.
Yeah.
But no, I think it really went well. So in the future, hopefully we could get the same people. I know everybody has their own schedules, so we might hear different people because we do have other people on the list that wanted to be part of the podcast. Drift was one of them. Lilith was a maybe. Juju was trying to go, but I know his schedule's real tight, so it had to be certain days. So maybe we'll do like a specific schedule for certain podcast days, so everybody gets their turn. We'll see how it goes along the way, but like I said, I really enjoyed this first one. I had a lot of fun talking to you guys. Good way to connect in further. You guys know that you both own Back for Blood, so if you're looking for another player, now you know.
Yeah, I may hit him up.
Hit him up.
We'll see.
Get those digits.
Yeah.
Hey, get a logger.
So, as a reminder, you guys could visit Soda, and his channel is SODAYKIN for his channel. Right? I'm pretty sure.
Mm-hmm.
And Wolfie working on his future stream. Might take, I'm assuming, like a month until he moves into his new home and everything.
6 months.
Oh, okay, well, 6 months. But yeah, that would happen in the future. And of course, the ones that are listening to the podcast that are new to it and don't know about the channel, my link should be Medevil Karma, which is MED and then evil _ karma. That is a new name. I think I'm gonna stick with it. I like it. And yeah, we'll talk about the next episode. Hopefully we could do it once a week. Get that flow going. And yeah, we'll see you guys next time. Right now I'm gonna end the podcast, and I might play a game. See what we could play. Maybe some Killing Floor or something else. We'll see. So whoever's listening right now,
podcast.
Yeah, bye podcast. And right there.